Welcome you guys to this week's community update for THORChain. It is February 1st, 2026. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Okay, guys, so volume has been really good this week. As you know, there's been a lot of volatility on the market, and THORChain really thrives in that environment because of arbitrage. But it's not all arbitrage. We've had some pretty big swaps, guys. We had a $4 million swap the other day. Absolutely amazing. So people out there, we can handle a lot of volume. If you're a whale out there, use THORChain. And you can see here we have SwapKit, THORSwap, and THORChain. Everyone earns fees from that swap. Very, very cool. So guys, as promised from last week's video, we're going to touch on the Solana RPC provider diversity. And so we're almost there to consensus. This is a little unusual because we want about 80% for the RPC. So it's just a little bit of a different, but we need 4 more votes. You can see here self-hosted as a majority. Now, don't mind this. Actually, this is just a little graphical glitch. Self-hosted is actually okay if it's above the 25% maximum. Actually, if 100% was self-hosted, that would be ideal. But you see, we're having good diversity here. So the nodes are doing a good job. And you can see the list down here. But yesterday, we kind of had a little bit of a breakthrough, looks like. We had the node operator Yangu. He said he got Solana daemon running full synced on bare metal cluster. So very, very cool. And you see, these are actually 4 node operators right here. This is the thing I love about the THORChain community. The node operators, which are essentially competition, actually are working together. Runetar puts it well here. How good is the THORChain node operator community? It is the best community, right? Because when node operators are performing well on THORChain, everyone does well, right? If you have node operators that are going down, failing, we don't want them to leave. We want swaps to continue. We want the network to be healthy. And this is why node operators like Runetar here, wonderful guy, and Slambammer and others, they train other node operators to improve the diversity of the network. What other community does that? I don't know of one. So shout out to them. Moving on, guys. So we had our first live stream on Thursday with Chad Bareford. Pretty cool. We talked about a lot of subjects, but then we had a surprise guest. We had Pragmatic Monkey join in as well. I love that. We talked about many topics like arbitrage on the app layer. I'm going to talk more about that later. We talked about bRUNE. It was a really cool conversation. It went the distance, 3 hours and 17 minutes, but hey, it was our first one, so we weren't going to mess around. Definitely check that out, guys. And then on Saturday, we had a live stream with SwapDK with Valley, and they are a DEX aggregator. They're basically a fork of SwapKit. So we got a new DEX aggregator joining the field, which is very cool to see. We talked about a lot of interesting things. One thing they want to do is they want to offer a card, like a debit card that allows people to put up to like $1,000 that you can spend. So another team trying cool and innovative things. So this was a really fun conversation, you guys. Definitely check it out. We talked for a long time. All right, guys. So let's go to limit orders, order books, in other words. Limit orders, we still have a bug. From what I understand, it's not easy to cancel limit orders. So limit orders, they're working. We just got to get this addressed. So the next update probably would be about 3 weeks or so. We have regular updates every like 3 weeks to a month. Like we had 3.15, we're going to have 3.16, 3.17. And we're going to push an update fix for this limit. So they're getting real close, you guys, really, really close. But we're just still some little quirks there, but we will get those resolved. Now, circling back, Pragmatic Monkey. So the conversation we had on Thursday, he kind of like dropped a nuclear bomb when he talked about arbitrage here. And I'm going to read this here. And again, if you want to check this whole article, there's going to be a link in the description below. But bringing a new upgradable liquidity model to THORChain. So we're going to go to the TLDR here. And his TLDR is kind of, too long, but I'm going to try and condense it here. So the drop in Rune price in the afternoon of THORFi has caused the TVL to drop materially, leading to a decline of volumes while liquidity utilization remains stable. Ruggira can use the N block scheduler to effectively deploy app layer liquidity into base layer pools, offering a new liquidity model for THORChain. This means THORChain can scale its TVL again using much more capital efficient AMM strategies deployed on Ruggira. This would lead to base layer pools tracking market prices and offering more competitive quotes. Combined with THORChain rapid swaps, this would also lead to faster execution and reducing settlement time. We estimate there is 800 million of monthly arbitrage volumes with THORChain, yielding around 3 million of profits to external arbitragers. We can internalize a share of that new income stream for Ruggira while improving THORChain's competitive on both price and time. One more time, guys. Improving THORChain's competitive on both price and time. Absolutely incredible. There's a whole article breaking down here. He wrote this after the conversation we had with Chad Barraford because there was a lot of confusion, a lot of questions. So he could clear this up. Super exciting, guys. This is one of those things where we discover a whole new capability with the app layer. No one in the world is building anything like THORChain, and the app layer Ruggira, guys, is amazing. We had liquidations on Ruggira as well. So, we had the volatility in the markets, and this led to, of course, a lot of liquidations on the app layer. Now, they're small, right, because it's still sort of in beta, but it worked just fine. Super cool. So we have Pragmatic Monkey here. See, nice Z, bump those numbers up. We're going to be bumping those numbers up, you guys. Don't you worry. So democratized liquidations. No middleman, no, hidden curtain where things are happening in the background, and people can compete for these liquidations, right? This is unbelievable DeFi being built in real time, real 0 to 1, guys. So great job to them for making sure that worked perfectly. Great job, guys. And then we had the bRUNE here. So this is a bRUNE was talked about as well. And so what bRUNE is, it's like Rune, but in a smart contract. And it's basically 1-to-1 tied to Rune, and it does churn in. But the interesting thing with it is 10% of the bRUNE that's churned in can be withdrawn in the smart contract way. So this adds like a little versatility for people who, want to be able to maybe withdraw their Rune and not be like stuck in churning. And again, only 10% can be done at any one time, but it's like a liquid staking token. It's kind of got those features. So it's like a improvement of quality of life. So this will be interesting to see where this goes. And they had the logo design here for bRUNE. So we'll go down here and check some out. So we got with the Coke here. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. We, see bRUNE. What in the hell? We have, this right here. A lot of interesting designs here. All right, well, that's a different one there. I don't people would know what that was about. That's what is going on here? This is like, what is that, dBRUNE? Is that a backwards B there with the Coke? What the hell? Oh man, I don't know about that one, buddy. Maybe you shouldn't have children. I don't know. I'm worried there. We're gonna move on here and try to forget about that. So we have the redacted, the privacy layer. Maybe we could, the privacy layer. Maybe we could hide that logo or something. But anyway, the privacy layers are built on redacted money. So guys, what is this? DeFi primitives all on the app layer. They can have privacy that's toggleable. You can switch it on and off. This is unbelievably cool. So lending, perps, money markets, the liquidation engines of various primitives, all of this can be private on the app layer. You guys, incredible. This is the redacted right here, the redacted _money. Definitely follow them, guys. This is an amazing team. They're bringing incredible functionality to the THORChain app layer. And that's going to be it, you guys. But we're going to have a little shout out here at the end. So one thing that we're doing on the marketing here is that we're trying to promote our social media platforms. Okay. So one thing that Kenton has said again and again is please follow the social media platform. So I'm going to run through them quickly here. So this is the YouTube, of course. Then we had the LinkedIn. The reason why you want to follow these, you guys, is because after we get a certain follower threshold, we can then not only advertise, but then we can live stream on these platforms. So here we have like TikTok. You can see as it started out 8, right? This was the very first thing Kenton did, but check this out. We're already up to like 412, right? We only got 20 followers, guys. So let's get some more followers on TikTok. We need 1,000. So this is a big goal. So please, if you don't have a TikTok account, just make one and follow. If we get 1,000, we can do a lot of work on TikTok. And then Instagram here, you guys. So a lot of cool things, guys. Please follow those social media platforms. And that's it, guys. Please like, follow, and subscribe. We're going to be having videos every week, of course. We're going to have a really cool update next week. Solana, hopefully, will be running and going well. So we'll check out, see what happens there. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Take care. Bye now.